last part. Just before we start, there is someone who has lost an earring. If it suit me, it was going to be something else. You know, wait. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks. We are going to now be reconvening our session now. And I hope cooperators will be attentive, because this is the part where we are also going to talk about the work that we'll be doing in our respective commissions in preparations for submission that we want to make, or the direction rather that we want the cooperatives to take within the country. Now this is what is going to happen in the commissions. We are going to we are going to do two things now. We are going to take the remaining speakers, but we were now forced to alter the program, primarily because we are quite late now in terms of the progress that we've made on our program. And I got guidance that we will have to defer other items here to the commissions, so that then the commissions deal with issues that ordinarily would have been presented by our speakers in plenary. Now we are going to finish few speakers, and then after that we are going to break to commissions. And in the commissions we are going to do the following. We are going to use the same venue that we are in. So, you know, we'll use the same rows that we're actually using, and delegates will go to those commissions for deliberations. This will allow us to give time to the commissions and ensure that the product that we come up with is a product that we can all be proud of and be able to make a meaningful impact in this International Year of Cooperatives 2025. Now, I'm going to take speakers that we are going to finish for this part of the program, and then after that, after we have taken these speakers, we'll then be able to proceed to commission. I'm going to call to the fore the Deputy President of the Cooperative Housing International. He is also the Deputy President of the International Cooperatives Alliance, Africa's Southern Sub-Region. And we are going to bring him here as part of our alliances with the other movements across the continent. I'm calling upon Mr. Mike Duru. He is from Zimbabwe, and he is going to speak to us this afternoon. One of the things that I've learned from him is that he argues that wherever a cooperative exists, or a product of a cooperative, you can be coming for Vice President. Wherever he goes, he argues that the cooperative's products must be seen the same way we hear an ambulance coming. Woo, 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 woo. We hear an ambulance coming, we open the road. So he argues the same thing, that is the impact that cooperatives must be able to make, that every time a person sees co-op must be able to know and see that these are quality products that are supposed to be supplied to communities. Mr. Duru, the platform is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawrence. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. If I say cooperatives, you answer by saying, leave no one behind. The second cooperative, you then say, build a better world. Cooperatives. Cooperatives. I also build a better world. I'm going to repeat. The third one, South African cooperatives build South Africa. So cooperatives leave no one behind. Cooperatives. Cooperatives. Cooperatives in South Africa. Build South Africa. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take much of your time because this could be just a solidarity message. But I have one or two takeaways from government this morning. Number one takeaway from the Deputy Minister. She said in her closing, in her conclusion, the future is cooperatives. The future is cooperatives. You would then wonder why the United Nations declared 2025 a cooperative year. They are also riding on cooperatives for the Vision 2063. So there is a lot of work, a lot of thinking that has gone into them. And they've realized that the cooperative enterprise model of business can assist the world to achieve the Vision 2063. Another takeaway from the minister, she said cooperatives are nation builders. Cooperatives are nation builders. She then ended by saying, cooperatives are the real people who make things happen. Cooperatives are the real people who make things happen. So it means the government of South Africa is recognizing the cooperatives here. And they have really coming to us today. I have attended a number of such gatherings or celebrations. It is only here where I have seen the minister and the deputy and the portfolio committee attending a cooperative celebration. Let's give them a pom-pom. Let's clap hands for them. Somebody was telling me that you never know, government might then say that, but they are implementers. These are the staff, the workers. They might not implement as given by government. But we are here. We have heard here saying there is 61 million rand for you. We need to follow up and make sure that we get a chunk of that money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just have 2 or 3 points to make. As we move around in Africa, even globally, one big challenge that cooperatives are facing is that of no database at all. Cooperatives are finding it very difficult to come up with data for their own members, at times even in their cooperatives. You then go to the tertiary level. They don't even have a concrete data. And that, as you know, that will impact on the planning, even of the local authority, even of government. How can then we be part of their plan, national programs, if they don't know how many we are, where are we, and what are we doing? This is very critical. At times we blame government for not working alongside with us, but we don't give them sufficient information. I know database is costly to do, but let us put this as our priority to make sure that we share with the government and development partners the numbers of cooperators and the individuals within the cooperative movement so that we are assisted. And we also participate in the national development programs of our countries in Africa. My second point is about skills. Yes, a few cooperatives around Africa, they have skilled labor, but not to the desired levels. We are pushing to governments to make sure that they introduce the cooperative concept as early as in the primary education. Let's catch them young as children who are attending the primary education. We must make sure that our syllabuses respond to the changes of business in the world and take cooperative business as one model that is very, when you look at cooperative models, we have never had people quarreling because they failed to share the profits. So we would want governments of Africa, yes, we might say we have colleges, universities, but we are starting at a very long level, according to our analysis. Not everyone would be happy to start a degree at university level when he or she hasn't done it as she grew up from primary to secondary. In some countries, even in their textbooks, there is not even a mention of a cooperative, a word cooperative in their books. They have never read about it. They hear people talking about it. And these are the people who also join the cooperatives. And we want those cooperatives to prosper. Even the leadership. We want a super leadership. The leadership has never been taught about cooperatives. But they are there because we talk too much, as I do. And you think I'm a better leader. You put me there. Where we are going, ladies and gentlemen, where we are going to embrace the digital world, artificial intelligence coming into place, we need skilled leadership. We need skilled personnel within the cooperative movement for us to compete. Let's move away from the traditional way of doing things. The club mentality, a cooperative like we are a club. No, we are a business. So let's start now to lobby governments to make sure that we have textbooks on cooperatives. We have lessons taught from the primary up to the university. If we have children that are compulsory required to learn about this model of business, the cooperative, we have more of them joining cooperatives because they know, they have the knowledge. My last point is about the research. Let's not continue doing the same things for a decade, for a generation. So many years we are doing business the same way. People will never see the importance of joining cooperatives. We need to make sure that we change the way we do things. We can only do that, and we also need to respond to the needs of our members. We also need to respond to the country's needs. We can only do that when we do research on cooperative development. What is it that we need to do as cooperatives? Where are the gaps? Where can we add? Where can we improve? Once we do that, we are able to compete with the private sector. Cooperatives are also, in some sense, a private sector component, private sector, because they also, in some cases, they also go for profit. Let's take for agriculture. if I keep my beef animals, when I sell them, or when we sell as a cooperative, we don't sell them for a loss. We sell them for a profit and we share the profit. So we really want the cooperative movement in Africa to respond to the dictates of the developments in the continent for that particular time by making sure that we do research work to equip our leaders, to equip our members to respond effectively. I think this is what I wanted to share with you. We are struggling in Africa. We don't want to lie. Cooperatives are folding up. It's because of the challenges of money. And like I'm saying, they are not able to research and they respond to the market. What the market or what the markets want, they are not able to respond to that. They are producing below acceptable standards of goods that cannot compete at Africa Trade Fair level. It's only selling among us ourselves, and you know it's little money. We want to export, but because of the quantities and the quality of the products, due to lack of research, we are not able to compete at continental market level. Let's try our level best to do that and make sure we can succeed. If we could then have some shopping malls for cooperatives as a way to make sure that we catch a lot of visitors, a lot of buyers. We need people to know in South Africa, cooperative markets are located in the Northwest at such a place. We don't need one cooperative, two cooperatives selling their wares at a certain corner. That is not known to the public. It's only known to the locality. No. If we want to go up, let's make sure we have some markets. I'm happy the portfolio committee is here. Say, we are requesting for good space so that our cooperators in South Africa build open markets where we have moved around that room where we saw them displaying. We want them to display under their own market area where they can deliver fresh food, fresh crops, milk from the field. Every morning we go there to buy fresh goods from the cooperative center. We want South Africans to know that in these provinces we have such areas where we can go and get goods from the cooperative. After all, they are cheap goods from cooperatives. So this is what we are moving. I was talking to Dr. Karim, from our director from Africa, to say let's run around with this. We want every country to have a market for cooperatives where visitors go there. Let's go to Morocco. They have a very big one. Let's go to Ghana. They have very big areas where there are cooperative ways all over. This is what we want downside Africa, so that we attract more traders and more buyers. Otherwise, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are very excited to be here. Greetings from African cooperatives, and in particular Zimbabwe. We love you all. South Africa, my second home. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Duru. I missed something. I've got an advantage now because I am also driving, but also I'm being driven from the back seat by others, and I'm going to allow myself like that. So we are going to, I did not mention when we actually started with this session that we are in, that we are now allocating 5 minutes or so for each speaker, so that then we are able to accommodate the part of the commissions. I'm now going to call upon I think it's a regional director, I mean, you'll correct me, of the German movement of cooperatives or apex body, DGRV, Mr. Fait Gesseneis, who is going to speak to us. The DGRV has conducted some study, research on cooperatives in the country, and they want to give us highlights. Yes, you can come, Mr. Fait. He wants to give us the highlights of the work that they've done and the study that they've done on cooperatives in the country. Let's welcome Mr. Fait with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I will speak briefly about the study, and I'll make sure that I don't speak longer than 5 minutes for the sake of the work of the afternoon. But I also would like to send a message of support from the German cooperative sector, because in the end, we're all brothers and sisters in the cooperative movement. This year, 2025, as mentioned before, stands under the motto of Cooperatives Build a Better World, and we only can build it if we work together. It's more than a slogan, it's a lived reality in many parts of the world, and a vision we are working to realize in Germany, but also here in South Africa. One thing which is a dream which comes close to cooperative shopping malls, for example, is in Germany you have the possibility to live your life without ever purchasing anything from a private company. You stand up, you go to buy your bread in a bakery, which is a consumer cooperative, you go to the supermarket, which is a cooperative, you go to fill up your car, the gas station is a cooperative, and then you need some cash, you go withdraw money from a cooperative bank. So in Germany, we have 80 million inhabitants, and we have 20 million cooperators. So every fourth. This is where we want to come to in South Africa as well. In South Africa, and I come to some of the key findings of the study, which we had done together with DSPD, we have more than 190,000 registered cooperatives. So we can fill a couple of football stadiums with members. That means there should be at least 1 million cooperators in South Africa. Yet, if we drive through the country, we don't see much of it yet, unfortunately. Even so, there should be 1 million. The study also showed that cooperatives are culminated in, especially in some provinces, looking at KZN, with by far the most, with around 70,000, then going down to the Northern Cape, where there's only 3,000 registered cooperatives. What is necessary for successful cooperative ecosystems is, one, a unified understanding what a cooperative is, starting with education very early on. What is a cooperative, and more importantly, what a cooperative is not. It is not an association, but it's a business, first of all. It needs to be member-driven, and it needs to have a member-driven governance. Governance is what we see in Southern Africa, one of the major obstacles when it comes to success of cooperative businesses. Finally, the study recommends in total 5 points. The study, first, it needs to clarify the cooperative identity and classification. It needs to prioritize active, high-impact cooperatives, maybe going for class instead of mass. It needs an independent cooperative sector, which is unified and works hand in hand. Measurement of success is key. As was mentioned as well, data is key, and data needs to be more than just knowing that there's 190,000 cooperatives. But data means where are they, what are their products, how can they cooperate? Because data shouldn't be just in the hand of, or not in the hand of the CIPC or of the government, but of the sector, and they should be actively used. by the sector. And last but not least, the regulatory framework needs to be eased. The minister earlier talked about 200 minimum members for CFIs. Now, there are functioning CFIs and CBIs with less than 200 members in other parts of the world, including in Germany. To finish up, I believe that together we can build a cooperative sector that is inclusive in its reach, strategic in its design, and transformative in its impact. Let's build a better world through cooperatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fight. I think quite an insightful study, and I think it's worth looking at it closely and read it thoroughly so that then critical points of intervention are extrapolated from that piece of work. I'm now going to call upon Mr. Sibusiso Gamede, who's going to talk to us about foreign direct investment of cooperatives. He's a scholar and a specialist in the area, and let's all welcome him with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm going to talk to you about access to finance, specifically access to foreign investments by the cooperatives. Now, in our world, especially developing world and emerging economies, cooperatives, lifeblood of development. We cannot, as developing countries or emerging economies, develop without cooperatives. The current business systems or forms of business, they don't promote development in the developing world or emerging economies. The only form that has the potential of transforming lives of millions and millions of people is cooperatives. Now, that is why it becomes important to look at how cooperatives can access. Now, when I talk of foreign investment, I talk about direct foreign investment, where international companies, individual investors come and set up operations in a foreign country. In our country, we want to see them forming, cooperating with cooperatives. Currently, it's your usual suspects, which are businesses, the companies and all that. I haven't heard in this country of any foreign investor establishing a partnership with a cooperative. In other countries like Spain and France, you have global cooperatives that have established operations across borders. Now, for us to be able to do that, we need to access foreign investment. But there are challenges that are facing cooperatives in accessing foreign investment. And as I said, foreign investment could be one of the most reliable source of funding for cooperatives. Now, what are those challenges? One, regulatory barriers. The international investment regime, including international finance system, is complex. And it was not designed for developmental institutions like cooperatives. So we need to deal with that in terms of transforming that system. And secondly, as a result of how the international investment regime is structured, cooperatives are not an attractive model to foreign investors. And thirdly, as I have mentioned, the international finance regime and systems are not designed for cooperatives. So how do we change that? How do we address those challenges? The first thing that I want to suggest is, as cooperators and leaders of the cooperative movement, there is a need that we raise awareness amongst foreign investors on the cooperative models. Because some of them, they don't know how cooperatives work. And secondly, navigate the regulatory barriers. As I have said, international investment regime is complex, but we can simplify that. We can navigate and advocate for a regulatory policy framework that favors cooperatives. Expand access to investment networks. Now, in most developing countries, the focus is on internal or domestic financial resources. We know in most countries there isn't enough financial resources. And even the financial institutions, if we were a cooperative, you wanted 50 million from Standard Bank, are you going to get it? Forget it. Forget it. Now, it's important that to overcome that, let's network. Let's look at international investment networks. I mean, you have, for instance, the International Cooperative Alliance. That's one of the bodies that you can use to champion access to foreign investments for cooperatives. The third or fourth suggestion, globalization of cooperatives. Now, our cooperatives in South Africa, and I think this is in Africa also, we are either local, regional, or national. We don't look outside those three boundaries. As I have said, there are cooperatives outside South Africa, like in France, that have operations in 40 countries. If we globalize cooperatives, it's easy to get access to funding, to foreign investments, because that's what foreign investors are looking for. So we need to start thinking about setting up or promoting cooperatives that can operate in multi-jurisdictions or markets, not just South Africa-based or Mpumalanga-based or Mafeking-based cooperatives. Let's go outside. That will help in terms of attracting foreign investment. Forge partnerships with investors. Whether it's institutional investor, individual investor, or companies. For instance, in agriculture, there are certain products that are marketed or sold in overseas market. What is stopping cooperatives or leadership in cooperatives from looking for partnerships with those markets? Contract farming. Get the market that you are supplying to enter into a contract farming, a farming contract with a cooperative that is supplying them. And also, government is providing a lot of incentives to foreign investors. Why as a cooperative movement are we not capitalizing on those incentives? Because that's what will make foreign investors attracted to the cooperative movement. Now, I've also identified specific interventions that needs to be implemented by government. One, streamlining the regulatory and policy framework. I don't think even the South African or any African government policy prioritize directing foreign investments to cooperatives. So we need to start advocating for that there has to be a streamlining, simplification, and redirection of policy and legal framework that is favorable to cooperatives. Investor-friendly policies that promotes cooperatives, but not at the expense of sustainable development or regulatory autonomy of government. But we need those policies. Currently, they don't exist. Because if we have friendly policies that supports investments in corporate entities, then we'll have cooperatives, then we'll have investors wanting to invest in cooperatives. Diplomatic support. Governments have external investment promoting or promotion agencies. We've got Invest SA, which is a DTI entity. We've got a lot of such entities. Why are those entities not also tasked to promote investment in cooperatives? Because that's what they are supposed to do. Now, we need them to help in closing the chasm where the focus is on companies, traditional companies. They also need to promote investment in cooperatives. Second, and penultimately, we need to advocate for international investment as government now, because remember, the regulatory framework or the policy framework that governs foreign investment, it's state to state. Now, government has to advocate for international policies that favors investment in cooperatives. We have to transform the international financial systems and investment systems. If we can, both as the cooperative movement and government, policymakers, lawmakers, implement those measures, we will be able to transform the cooperative movement. We'll be able to globalize the cooperative entities. It's not just about production, in my conclusion. We also need services, cooperatives that are in services at a global level, because they can then become custodians of international or foreign investment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are just behind time and we're trying to catch up and trying to chase time and so on. I don't know if Prodi is ready, because I can see the band is not here. Can I get an indication or I can, yeah. Prodi will give us an item now before I call the next speakers. Prodi, let's give her a round of applause as she comes forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Prodi, P-R-O-D-Y. Somebody clap hands for me. Thank you so very much. I am with Paul Bay's band, and we are truly grateful for this opportunity to be here with you today. All right. Since Welling, they're still trying to figure, are we okay? There's a song that I want to do, and the name of the song is I Love You.
Good job.
Oh, I love you. Thank you, thank you.
That's
I
the
don't
sound.
know if you know it. Toot, 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 toot. I must be crazy now.
Sequence.
Maybe I dream too much, but when I think of you, I long to feel your touch, to whisper in your ear, words that are all this time, what's only you with you. Are we ready? Okay, let's do it. I must be crazy now. Maybe I dream too much, but when I think of you, I long to feel your touch, to whisper in your ear, words that I always time, words only you if only. With mine, I wish I could come back to the very first day I saw you. Should have made my move when you looked in my eyes. 'Cause by now I know that you feel the way that I do, and I've whispered these sentences tonight to you by my side. So today I find the courage deep inside just to open up to your door. But nobody can, when I finally get to it, it's like 1,000 times before. And without a word, you handed me this letter. Right up home, this finds a way to your heart. Beats
wanted to unveil here in the southern tip of Africa, our brand new International Cooperatives Alliance Africa Director. And fortunately, she's a woman. And we are in Women's Month in South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call upon Dr. Rose Karimi to come and speak to us on the work that the International Cooperatives Alliance is doing globally and most importantly in the African region. Let's give her a round of applause. Someone was saying, in fact, she's one of the longest serving staff member of the International Cooperatives Alliance, but it is recently that she has been appointed by the board to be at the helm of the International Cooperatives Alliance Africa region. She's our CEO. It's just that in the cooperative movement, we don't, or in terms of the ICA standards, we don't call it that, we call a director. Dr. Rose Karimi, the platform is yours. Let's give her a round of applause.
Dumelang batsadi. Let me take this opportunity to just welcome her to the stage, to the podium on behalf of the President Bale, Sanako President. He's actually the person who was supposed to come and introduce the regional director, Dr. Rose Karimi from the Republic of Kenya. So Dr. Karimi has just recently been appointed the Chief Executive Officer or Regional Director, like we are saying, at continental level. And she's brand new. This is probably her third or so event that she has attended ever since she ascended to the office. And let's welcome her with a round of applause. So Mama, karibu sana. Yes, talk to your people.
Dumela. Dumela. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy, very excited to be in South Africa, first of all, to be at the Sun City, and to be among people that are very warm, like the South Africans in this room. Since morning, I've been smiling because of the warmth in the room, the music. I don't remember how to start one, but I'll get some coaching, probably tomorrow. But I bring you greetings from International Cooperative Alliance, Africa. And the greetings I bring is to tell you that if we have to build a better world, we have to think beyond borders. We do not have to think about a cooperative movement only for South Africa, operating only in South Africa. We have to work together in Africa and trade ideas. We have to trade our skills. We have to train the innovations that we have. We have to work together on the constraints that people have been speaking about here. There are so many constraints, regulatory constraints, language barriers that prevent us from working together. Yet, at the Africa Union level, we have an opportunity in the Africa Free Trade Area for cooperatives to trade among themselves. The products that are beautiful out here for the exhibitors from the primary cooperatives Why am I not seeing them in Kenya? Why are they not in Ghana? Why are they not in Egypt? We need to do a better job as cooperators, as regulators, as policymakers to ensure that these opportunities that are presented in the continent, on the continental platform, are leveraged by cooperatives. That's the only way we can expand the markets beyond our borders. That's the only way we can build economies of scale for small cooperatives to access markets, generate more income, and improve their livelihoods, hence building a better world. I know we face constraints, the inconsistent regulatory frameworks we have, but at ICA Africa, with support of the African governments, we have the cooperative model law that has now been adopted at the African Union, and it is the right time now that we need to popularize, sensitize other African states on the adoption of that model law. I believe that with this adoption, we can have more consistency in the regulatory frameworks across our borders. We also need more coordination among our cooperatives. Mike Duru talked about data. I would say that among the strategic pillars of ICA at the global level, which is also at the continental level, data is a key pillar. Why data? We need evidence. When we are lobbying and advocating for cooperatives, we need evidence to back our issues so that then the policymakers and other cooperative development organizations can know how to help or how to support or how to improve the enabling environment for cooperatives to operate. Now, what's the role of ICA Africa and partners like DGRV and the government, like the Small Business Department in South Africa? We need to advocate for more inclusion of cooperatives in the Africa Free Trade Area processes. We need to strengthen our apex bodies to facilitate cross-border trade. We need to provide capacity building on trade readiness and e-commerce. We need to facilitate regional cooperative platforms and business linkages. And above all, we need to leverage on digital technology, the use of e-commerce platforms, mobile and digital banking, blockchain for traceability in agricultural export. And I said about the language barriers, we need language tools and digital trade networks so that we can continue facilitating cross-border communication. Therefore, my policy recommendations would be, let's harmonize our cooperative laws and trade policies across our regional economic blocks. We have the East Africa Community, we have SADC, we have ECOWAS. Let's ensure that we harmonize our cooperative laws and trade policies across these regs. We can also design cooperative-specific export incentives and trade facilitation schemes and integrate cooperatives on our national trade councils and the Africa Free Trade Area national implementation strategies while investing in the infrastructure and cooperative-led export hubs. Now, inclusivity, we need to prioritize women and youth-led cooperatives in trade, financing and skills training as we mainstream gender and youth into the regional cooperative trade strategies. Now, what's our vision? We hope that in the next 5 years, we'll have certified regional brands under the cooperative ownership. If I can find a COP mark on every product in the stores, and not only in the store, but cooperative stores, That would be good. We need fully digitized cooperative training platforms with real-time cross-border trade facilitation and strong interregional international cooperative alliance collaboration in the south, in the north, in the east, in the central, and in the west of Africa, fostering cooperative trade diplomacy. And as I began, I said, if we want to build a better world through cooperatives, we have to begin thinking beyond borders. We have to trade ideas, goods, and solidarity. Let's empower our cooperatives to be engines of regional integration and inclusive trade under the Africa Free Trade Area and beyond. That's my message this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our regional director. We are going to now move to the item that is going to be rendered by another director, but this one is responsible for the ICA Southern Africa, ICA Africa Southern, which is a sub-regional body now that actually works with cooperatives in the sub-region. Or the SADC block, as we call it. Mr. Titisani Namo, Director, can you please come and speak to the delegates? We can give him a round of applause as he will be coming forward. I was going to talk a lot about him, but I will not. I'll let Director Namo to speak for himself. But he's currently doing his studies on cooperatives with the United States of America, cooperatives movement, so that he can then be able to have a global recognized qualification that can allow him to facilitate development of cooperatives in the continent and elsewhere in the world. Mr. Namo, thank you very much.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Good afternoon, cooperators, government officials, my regional director, my president, and my board. It's interesting that I'm speaking after my boss, but my job is made a lot easier. I think she pronounced the policies. These policies have to be implemented. And I am one guy who's supposed to be working with cooperatives in South Africa. In an alphabetical order, I'll be working with cooperatives in Angola, Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. So what we need to do as cooperatives, in majority of cases, we think we're a special lot. Hence, we are also treated as a special lot. Have you noticed that half of the time we are handed down things? We want the world to sympathize for us. But the reality and the truth of it, we are in the majority. Many of us are in the communities. If we want our communities to develop, we are the starting point. Why am I desperately raising this issue? If I look around the room, how many of us came from the provinces? How many of us are real cooperators? In majority of cases, you find senior managers, senior government officials coming to these functions. From this day, Dr. Karim, we must try and change this. We want the entrepreneurs themselves, because ICA, its key performance indicator is we want to see the growth of cooperative enterprising. Can I emphasize that point again? We want to see more cooperatives. So the issue of the elementary database is key, so that when we gather again here next year or somewhere else, we should then be able to say we have added 2, 3, 4, 5 cooperatives, or we have lost 5 cooperatives, so that we know whether we're going forward or not. Because for Dr. Karimi to talk about cross-border, what it means, her assumption is there's someone who is producing in South Africa. And this someone is producing in South Africa for a market in Botswana. They can't be cross-border trade if there is no exchange processes across borders. So our emphasis, if the Department of Small Business is here, through our partners, the non-governmental organization, I think I heard DGRV doing a presentation here. I don't know if they are still here. Our job is to assist the primary societies to grow. If ever we are going to think of participating in the Africa Free Trade, Continental Free Trade Area, otherwise it remains a pipe dream. I would like to touch on alliances. I think it's one subject area Mr. Munyai wanted us to talk about. Strategic alliances, they are addressed by cooperation. Cooperation is us coming together despite the fact that we have challenges in the market. And by the way, like what I said earlier on, we are just as good or as bad as any other business. We are a small old mutual. We are a small standard. We are a small ABSA, Portland Cement. But our desire to grow to the level of the old mutual as an insurance entity, which is in the financial and banking sector, over 100 years they've been operating in South Africa, but trust me, they also started somewhere in a backyard. It is our desire to be recognized as entrepreneurs that matters. It's not about these gatherings that measure the success of cooperatives. It is what we are doing in Tembisa. It is what we are doing in Soweto that matters. Instead of focusing on Operation Dudula, we must focus on principle number 6. Principle number 6 says we must come together. It doesn't really matter your color, your stature, your complexion, or your intelligence. What's important for us to cooperate and produce a product that we can sell even within our locality. But more importantly, because of ICA, you've got an opportunity to trade across borders, and we must take advantage of that. As an alliance, it starts with your supplier. You don't have to go to a bank to borrow money. All you need is an idea. Idea is what creates wealth. Through an alliance, talk to your supplier. Convince your supplier that you can borrow material, you can borrow input, and then value add to that material. The next stakeholder that you want to create an alliance with is your market. Earlier on, I heard somebody was talking about finance. They were talking about contract farming, contract manufacturing. Go to your market or your customer. If they trust you enough, they'll give you their money in advance. Because they know if they give you their money in advance, you're going to give them a discount. From there, be trustworthy as a cooperative. If you look at our values, those 7 values as cooperative, trust, self-responsibility is key. You now have a supplier, you now have a market. Your role is to produce a service or a product that you can sell to your customer. What's important, I understand that the legal framework is an issue. I've never heard anywhere in the world where the legal issue is not a complication. So as far as I'm concerned, legal issues are there to block us. But if you are an entrepreneur, it's your job to circumvent those challenges. I think I need to repeat this. The job of politicians is to promulgate laws. Who sends this politician either as a councillor into the council chambers or into the parliament, it's us. So the starting point is, do we know what we want as cooperators? But the majority of us, we don't attend these meetings. We don't tell our councillors, we don't tell our parliamentarians what we want to see happening in our communities. All we then do is we complain about the wrong laws. Remember, these guys, they are going to work. So if you go to work and somebody is not schooling you on important issues, you are bound to produce anything and everything. And in majority of cases, the anything and everything works against us. And what do? We complain. Today with the social media, you find people speaking very good English against their councillors, against their parliamentarians. But that's not the idea of a cooperator. A cooperator, they look for an alliance with their supplier, with the market, and they must have a good relationship with their government. Starting off with your councillors. Councils are very important because they are within our communities. And if you look around Africa, we refer to them as the local government. How many education cooperatives do we have here in South Africa? I think DGRV said there are about 198 cooperatives. Am I right? Did I hear right? How many of the 198 are primary health facilities? How many of them are education? I know Comrade Padu is trying to introduce the consumer cooperatives. How many of us have grocery clubs in our communities? But most of us would rather spend our money, and I'm not discouraging you from buying from Woolies, neither am I discouraging you from buying from, is it ShopRite? Or even Pick and Pay. But remember, Pick and Pay started as a family business. Remember, ShopRite started as a family business. But through our support, through our effort, they've grown into transnationals. So my message, I understand we've got only 5 minutes to speak. I would have loved to get 50 hours to talk to you guys. My message to you is go back to the communities. Let's start something. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. Let's start something small. From this little session that we have about alliances, we now know their suppliers, they are there. The market is there because the market is your neighbor. The market is your community. The government is not the national government that we throw our salvos at. Your local government is what matters. Instead of councillors calling for meetings, you must call for meetings. A councillor is your employee. That's why they are called civil servants. So as cooperatives, if you knew that we are a critical mass, remember cooperatives is about numbers. Most of you could be wondering why I'm putting on tracksuits. I am from the sporting community. My director was just, she was enjoying the music, but she didn't want to tell me that she was enjoying the music. She then says, South Africa loves music, but do you know that we can also form cooperatives in recreational? Yes. Sports also, if you look at Manchester United, I think if Mr. Duru and Mr. Shoko, Mr. Mashabani, if they're here, we went to, what do you call that stadium in Manchester? The Old Trafford. It's owned by a community. In fact, the entire of Manchester City, it's a community city. I don't even know how to encourage you to go and form a cooperative. The law allows you to have your sister, your brother-in-law to set up a cooperative. Start from there, baking cakes, cleaning houses. And by the way, dream big. You can even own an airline. The South African Airways is struggling. Put your money together as a circle, talk to the government, buy shares into that. All the schools in your community are your schools. Do we understand each other? So stop playing special. If you are special, we will use you for vote buying. vote us into office and we'll forget about you. We'll come back after 5 years. Stop crying. You are the ones who are perpetuating it. You are the ones facilitating it. You are the community. Look after yourselves. Look after your children. Stop pointing fingers at the wrong people. ICA is here to assist you to get into economic activities. Economic activity, what it means, you are improving your buying power. Once you improve your buying power, it means you are improving your social standing. That's what social development is all about. Thank you, Mr. Monyai. Thank you, cooperators. Thank you, the government of South Africa. Thank you, my board. Thank you, regional director.
Thanks so much, our sub-regional director. I'm now going to quickly call upon someone who's going to speak to us. He should have spoken earlier on, but just a quick introduction. President Lawrence Bale is the current president of SANACO, a movement of cooperatives in South Africa. He has been over the years lead the process of lobbying government to ensure that it creates opportunities for cooperatives to thrive. He's a principal at NEDLEC. He has led in political formations. I don't want to sound like I'm reading his obituary. He's asking me to tone down. He's going to speak to us. He's not soft like me. He's a commanding voice. I'm going to give him a platform. President Bale, speak to cooperators. Thanks very much.
Vanya, we definitely doesn't have time. Cooperators, we have planned that after all speeches, we'll all go to the commissions and express all of us to contribute that we have all spoken by giving an opportunity to yourselves to contribute in their commissions. It is unfortunate that we are overwhelmed, and we should be happy by that because we're in demand. That we need to be happy. Cooperators, I've got a very long list for acknowledge the important people that are here. If I do miss some, forgive me. My speech, I'll cut it. I think I'll speak more tomorrow when we close, on the closing remarks, so that we are able to have the way forward. We know that Minister is here outside, DM is gone, but allow me to acknowledge the Portfolio Committee. Comrade Chris, my friend Kruger, we have worked together for a long time and we're still together. And we're serving our people. And we're on course. We'll continue to do that. And then I hope that once we hold the certificate, you'll have the legislative mandate and act to say, SANACO, we're working with you from now onwards. And we're going to do that. But all what we do, we put our people first in any process of development. That's where the cost of living is for that. Comrade Vuki is here. I think it might be out with the minister. Madam Nelly Siwai is here, I think she's on the program. Rose Karim, thanks for touching our land, and thanks to speak to your members. I think they're aware that you are the CEO of the continent. Now you go down to connect with your people. Nduru, you are still the DP. You are still the DP. You are not yet there. Shabane, director. Namo, I think is out. Who are others? I saw Comrade Padua is here. Tebza. We have a relationship with Dorata Mana where we're doing well. We're also visiting Lesotho to go and learn and come and take knowledge and experience and come and implement here for the people. And then I think Tebza, I think you must interact with the Portfolio Committee. They are here. So they know what we are doing. So when they're in Parliament, they know what we are doing for our people. The mayors have left. And of course, I'll make a big mistake. First and foremost, can I allow the board to come here? Where's Bo Ashley, Rakoto, Bo Maisela, Bo Fina, Noms, and others? Comrade Martin, Comrade Zagaria, DP Rakoto, where are you? Please lead, come, please come. We don't have time. Cooperatives must go. Remember, cooperatives still have to prepare for gala dinner, so we don't have much time. The board members, kindly please come. When you am I taking time? Okay. Or you want them to, okay, to be seen with others. Okay, Martin, comrade, please come. Okay, down there. Where are other cooperators? Tadepewa, have I greeted you today? Katu, we have seen you. You are the staff. Thanks very much, Katu, for coming on board. Hey, Mabuza, Mponzo guy. Cooperators, this year event, you should spawn Metam here. Minister, please come in. The chairperson of the committee, Minister, you're welcome. Please come in, Minister. You're welcome. Please come in. As we are acknowledging people that we have here, all provinces that are here, would have allowed to. Hey, who are you? You want to go out? What kind of behavior is that? DP. Cooperators, we should have acknowledged the role that economic development from all provinces played by bringing yourselves here, and that we're excited by that, and we don't take that for granted. Would have loved to have read all, and I must not make a mistake by leaving Dr. Maimela. Dr. Maimela is here. Mr. Sadiki, are you here? Okay. Chanduko Bare, are you here? Oh, okay. Okay. Cooperators, our minister is here. Where's Zakaria? Isn't he here? Okay. Let me make a statement. I will come to the message that I have to read. Minister, let me talk on portfolio committee. The body of cooperatives had a founding meeting with the president of the country this year. He endorsed them, he shook them by the hand and gave them to say, go and work and serve the people. Hence, we no more have many organizations of cooperatives in South Africa. We've got only one apex, that is Sanako, minister. Only one board of cooperatives, no more. We don't compete, we complement one another. We work for one cause to serve our people. Portfolio committee, chairperson of the portfolio committee, we've got only one body. By law, which is in the act, the president has met them. We've got that in the videos. Other members, Mr. Kruger, Comrade Chris, this is the founding of the Apex in South Africa, endorsed by the president of the country. And today, Minister, yourselves, we request you, Minister, to also shake hands with them. We request that you do that, to acknowledge this is your constituency. Key constituency are how? If you reject them, it's up to you. I have created my job to create a space for you to have people that we work with in the country. Cooperators, our job is going to be, I'm going to read my speech in another way, that we know that where we work and how we flow ourselves. One is that we are going to change what we did this year and other years. Comrade King, first Saturday of July, it is an International Cooperatives Day globally. So we are going to make sure that we start now to prepare for next year, so that the plan of the minister and the portfolio committee should not collide. So then they know when they've got other commitments. First Saturday of July next year, 2026, is going to be in Limpopo next year. Limpopo, we're going there. That's what we're going to do next year. On the 2027, we're going to the Eastern Cape. That has been communicated with the people of the Eastern Cape and the people of Limpopo. The Eastern Cape requested that it be shifted to Limpopo. It's not us. Eastern Cape requested that go to Limpopo, and Limpopo embraced that. So we request you, Minister, Portfolio Committee, and others to work closely with the politicians to support Limpopo next year. Federalization for the 2027 will go to Eastern Cape. At your home state will come. The next point will be Co-op 20, cooperators. We are going to have Cooperative 20. This year, my colleagues, I went with Rose Karim, we met there, we're together, Matt Nuru, Mashabane, and Namo, our director. We were in Manchester when was it? July. In July, we had a meeting with all countries in the COP20. They are coming in South Africa. The plans are underway, and then we are going to have it. Minister will send the letter for you on time so that when the dates come, and Portfolio Committee and others, to make sure that you come and work together as the voice of cooperatives, as we represent this country, as we outshine. So that is going to happen. Cooperators, the issue of the COP fund, very, very important voice of corporate through a digital form. Corporate Martin, Sminya, Bongani, and others, they are going to work on this platform together with the department. Let's work, promote cooperation. We have seen by the GNU that it's possible to serve our people, and that's going to be done, and we'll take it from there. And we really appreciate that when we work with them, there will be no more language to say, this one, it will be registered, it will have a certificate, and we must go, cooperators. I'm there, not there. Your job, simple to be summarized, is to lobby and advocate. You are a union, you are the voice of cooperatives. That you must play that role. At times you'll differ with the ministers, Portfolio Committee, but you're not fighting. You are differing with the ideologies and ideas, but you must make sure that you fight your way, that cooperatives should be represented and create a conducive environment for cooperatives to exist. We don't see the same way. We see different, but the server is one. We serve our people. We don't have to see other people as the other names and so on. We see our people as one, and that's what is going to happen. COPS Day, today, as we do, we make an awareness for our people, encourage other department. A call to the Minister of Department of Small Business is, we have engaged with the President. Please add voice. Portfolio Committee, please go and talk to the President. We are not the stepchild. Who are we? I'm going to report this point several times. We are not a stepchild. We are corporate. We need our identity. Department of Small Business and Cooperatives. Not of small business, it ends there. We need the department to be called by our name as we're included. And that's how we should be. We are not a chairperson of Political Committee. We're not a stepchild. We need our identity. What is our name in the department when it's not there? You don't recognize us? Go to other department. Minister, I hosted the Minister of Cooperatives during your summit of the Global. He came to my house, the life was good. He said, we said, other countries have Minister of Cooperatives. Yesterday, when I was in Zimbabwe, with the Minister of Cooperatives, with the Deputy President of the country, they've got space for cooperative to exist. But in South Africa, Minister, energetic and beautiful as you are, show that. Fight for that war. Your people cannot be called by other small business. We are not small business here. We are cooperatives. We need that identity. And our role is to make sure that we are called by the correct name. Each name when it's born have got a name. And what's our name? Legislatively, not by favor. Rob Davis played his role, has put the tribunal in the act, has built the academy. Board members, you are going to have a lot of work. Department alone can't do these things alone. And they don't need their budget most of the time. You should go out and bring your man like a union and make sure that you work with other internationalists to have the college or cooperative or university in South Africa on cooperatives. The tribunal, of course, is their baby, but we'll push and work with them to make sure that we do have a tribunal of cooperatives in this country. It's the act. It's not a favor. We have got legislative mandate. It's the act that the department must implement. It's not us. They must play their role. So we need that. And then we're happy to understand that you are in the process of establishing the advisory council, and then we were told that you are about to establish, finalize to sign. We said we are happy that you're implementing the law, so we are happy with that. I think I must continue to say the unity of cooperatives ourselves now. We should not undermine ourselves by petty issues of the names and so on and so on. We'll be defeated in our own sport ground because we don't play our role. It is ourselves who must do that. And then it's a point that when government assists us, it must not manipulate us and control us. Government, when you assist us, it's a legitimate mandate. You are implementing your law. You are not doing us a favor. We don't need favors neither. We need social justice for cooperatives to exist and work. So that's our role that we must do. As we practice the principles of cooperatives and play our role to represent our people. When you empower cooperatives, you empower the nation. As we work together, we must make sure that the policies of the procurement are influenced in favor of the cooperatives. It is our role to speak for those who cannot speak for ourselves. But how do we do that? We influence them. We must lobby the Portfolio Committee, must lobby from the councillors, the local level, district, province, and make sure that at all levels of government, our people are served. Minister and the Portfolio Committee, we are on your hands. Recognize us, work with us, support us. Minister, your word and Portfolio Committee, if you sit together and establish the fund for the cooperatives to make sure that they are at equal and par to work with others in the globe, in the continent, as well as in the SADC. You are aware, Minister, that your brother is also leading in the SADC. He's the deputy president in the continent, Mr. Bale. But how does he come then, go and lobby in the round? When does he lobby here to home? I'm lobbying that now. Remember, when you engage, that's how we speak. Cooperators, better future, better together. Not alone. You can't make it alone. We are aware that in the next week or so, I think it's less than 5 days or 7 days, we are going for the engagement, a social dialogue that has been lobbied by our President Mbeki. When we go, the reason why you're going to the commissions, we want your views. If your leaders here, they're going there, they're not going to speak their views. They're going to go and then say, cooperatives did this, what they're saying. When we come up with a document of the dialogue, of the engagement, your views and what you express on behalf of the people of South Africa is there. We have got the act that encourages the government to support cooperatives, which is conducive, which strives for the development of cooperatives. We may say all, but if our people are not given an opportunity, and they do not come on a social plate, on a silver plate, cooperators, you need to knock, you need to engage. At times, Minister, she has never said this, but she knows that when I'm looking for her, I even call at 9 in the evening, and I know she will succumb and say, Bale, ay, wang phone, njele buti wami, ufuna ngenzeni, ngithi support cooperative. Athi njani, lobby your department to put a budget, uphi uvukile la? Is here. Okay, if they're here. And then cooperators, it must not only come from government. Let's get one another. It comes from you cooperators to go proposal, paper trail. Government works with paper trail. We must put that document to the chairperson of Portfolio Committee in Parliament. She's here, she's hearing us. She's not alone. We are lobbying here, chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, together with your members. You must create budget for this body to work, not by mouth only. They are hearing us here. They play a role when you are here. When you are no more here, you say, this is what we've done. And then by doing that, you will see the change, how you change the lives of the people in this country. Like I've said, we are international. This is work with the rule of ILO 193, recommendation of ILO. What we are talking about here, cooperators, we are not just talking. It's an international standard of principles of cooperatives and recognized by the UN. You are all aware that the Deputy Minister Madam Sutole, last year with Ntate Vukile Nkabindi is here. Ntate Nkabindi is here, I think he has briefed the minister. When we together, we launched the IYC, International Year of Cooperatives in India, in New Delhi. Last year, Minister, we did that, and we were given the platform to address the global General Assembly of Cooperatives because we're the host of the G20 this year, Co-op 20. So that space we afforded that through Ntate Vukile Nkabindi. Baba Nkabindi, are you here? Okay, I hope you have sent a message to the minister on the issue of the Co-op 20 that we have launched with the Deputy Minister in the New Delhi last year. Of course, Minister, I'm doing injustice somewhere, but somewhere I'm doing justice. I'm traveling globally. But what is happening in our country? There's no country. Minister, do not Padu. Ask him, when he goes to all these countries, they ask him, you're from South, do you know Mr. Bale, the cooperative man? He called Bale. Why the whole world knows you? We are not known. Even politicians are not known like you. In each country where I go, they speak about you. And I said, no, it's not me. So that's what we are doing. Cooperators, we want from today and now onwards. That committee of planning you set us from tomorrow, we need that. Ashley, Rakoto, Joe, Nomsa, Banyai, Fina, Martin, Zakaria, Ashley, Peace, Pewa, is a province Gamanes Wong, Ntatema Buza GS, Mama Runa, and Nelly, on Mama Free Start. So all what we are saying is that as from today, don't blame other people. Don't point finger to other people. Be creative, initiate. And when you write it, learn to write and go and submit. This government listens to you like nobody else. It is your own government. You put it in place. You know that if they don't listen to you, you'll remove them. It's not Ms. Mandela who said if they don't listen to you, remove them. So this government listens to you. Here, this government paid for you to be here. You are eating here. What more do you need from government? Government alone can create jobs. By empowering cooperatives and recognizing them, that's how government is going to make sure that we create jobs, because the jobs that are there must come through you. Minister and the chairperson, we are going to have a meeting with Ubaba Chris on the issues of the buildings, the former government, TBV states, of economic development and others. They're depleting. We say we're looking for jobs. Go to Al, go to Butkwak, go to Eastern Cape. Those buildings are there. You are not using them. Munyaope, they are being active than you. How have you seen that? Nyaopes have taken over the buildings, which must be taken by yourselves to look after that, and you create jobs through that process. We must make sure that we'll play our role. The people shall govern. That's how you govern through that process. And thanks for our government. Thanks for the government of unity. Thanks for those who are playing the role. DG and DDG, I think the DG is represented here by DDG, Ntate Vukile, to make sure the dream of cooperatives and working together is realized. We therefore propose that this speech was not written by one person, Minister Political Committee, by saying, where's a king? Is the king here from Parliament? That we propose that we have a meeting, if possible, bi-monthly. We don't have to meet once. And then we must make sure, chairperson, you have the right to be creative and create a budget for you to meet with us and work with us to make sure that we serve our people. The sole reason is to put people first in any process of development. And by working together, talking to one another, that's how we can do it. Let's go to the masses of our people. Let's make sure that we recognize our people. We are structured cooperators from the locals, the villages, the districts and metros and the provinces and national. National, we've got the SADC. President Bali standing here is leading the SADC. We've got the continent. You have seen Madam Karim from the continent. It's here. And then we've got the globe visited us. Minister is aware, she was supposed to have had lunch last year with the global president. Unfortunately, she was going to KwaZulu-Natal, but even in the morning, she spoke to me as well when she was in the flight to say, I would have loved to be there. It's because of the deployment that she has to honor from the political party, which will send a message to the global president. But Uvukile, and Jeff Ndumo, may his soul rest in peace, did attend that on behalf of the department. So that's how we do. How much I speak, I will not change anything. By empowering yourselves, take the lead, recognize don't be recognized by someone else. Recognize yourselves, the efforts that you do to change the lives of the people and yourself. And that's what we must do, and that's how we must work. Cooperators, the year of international should make sure that each and every month we have the program. When we go to August, it's a youth month and cooperatives. When we go to September, it's a heritage and cooperatives. That's how we should do. The June month, we should focus on that. When we talk about the issue of the July, which next year, cooperators, don't blame the government. If you don't do that, they'll take over. Next year, start now to organize the Co-op 20, the Cooperatives Day, IYC. The day of cooperatives, the first Saturday of July, and we should observe as such. Hence, we are calling upon yourselves here to write a letter to the department so the minister, portfolio committee, and everyone who's supposed to be participating, they block that date so that we don't have to change that date. We observe that date. Allow me to sit down, cooperators, by few words. Very, very few words. We have got an act. For it to be implemented, you need to play a role. Portfolio committee, for it to interact with you, it will not just be automatic. You should write it now and then. But we should be pleased, chairperson of the portfolio committee, that I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the first time that the whole portfolio committee come and spend time with us. Thanks very much, Chris. Thanks very much for that. Chairperson, re a leboha. Re a leboha ka nnete tota. No di ka re go tswa Lepompo ke tswa Lepompo. E mesebenzi, re bua ka mmereko, ka mesebetsi ya batho. And then we must make sure that we change that. And we are hoping next year will not be called by a step the name of other child. You must come with you must be born in your own house, must be called by your name, will be called Department of Small Business Cooperatives Development, not in cooperatives. It's either way. You must start with us, but you must write it. It should not come from them, it must come from us. And then allow me to say, tomorrow, I'm going to announce very, very historic mission achieved this year, and then by this department. And then tomorrow, the president will announce that, and then with evidence, with exhibit. Minister, if you're not here, we'll send you the video and the pictures of what the president is going to announce tomorrow. Tomorrow will be shaking South Africa, throughout the world. Can we get a song from director to say this? It's a celebration. Minister, she was standing here like she can dance. Let's see if she can dance. Chairperson portfolio, let's see if you can. You are here to celebrate. We are not here to observe and then cry. Banyai, please come over and take your mic. Who is the person who can sing for us? Minister wants to sing, want to celebrate with yourselves. Nomvula. Nomvula, are you here? Please come. Nomvula, are you here?
Asoze apela mandla elizwe lama cooperator
Free State, hallelujah. Basadi helele, helele basadi. Hurry, basadi helele, helele basadi. Helele basadi. Rike kebera shulwali khale. Helele basadi. Ikamala makosi kazi malibo. Malibongwe. Malibongwe. Oh, Malibongwe.
Thank you. Before you leave, one point. Before you leave, we don't want confusion anymore. You have seen the minister herself. You have seen the minister herself. You are not told, those who have taken the video, they've seen that. Department, we no longer want confusion. Provinces, we don't want confusion anymore. We have got only one body of cooperatives in this country. Comrade Kunene King, it's only Sanako, the body of cooperatives. Only one apex in one country, one apex. And the minister have seen when she was following the steps of the president. Thank you very much, Prom Director.
Thanks very much, President Vale. I'm now going to call upon Usis Pati Swakraha. Sis Pati, are you here? Please come to the podium. She's going to assist us in terms of guiding us in the work that we are supposed to do in our respective commissions. I was warned about the issue of time because there are others who are still supposed to go far from the